Well, welcome and thank you very much to all the candidates for attending tonight's Oxford County All Candidates Provincial Debate. To start, I would like to thank Rogers TV for joining us tonight and participating in this event. I'd also like to thank absolutely all the members in the community that have sent us questions. All the questions tonight are coming from the community, so they're not just drafted out of a hat. They are coming from people that actually care and are paying attention to the provincial debate. First, I'd like to start by introducing the timekeeper for tonight will be the Vice President of Unifor Local 636, Melissa Holden. I will be tonight's moderator. I am the President of Unifor Local 636. My name is Brent Thompson. I would like to introduce all the candidates from my left and your right. From the Green Party, we have, Cheryl Baker. Is it Cheryl or Cheryl? Cheryl, thank you. From the Liberal Party, we have Mary Holmes. From the NDP, we have Lindsay Wilson. And from the Ontario Party, we have Carl Tays. The rules for tonight will go as follows. Candidates are expected to be respectful of each other and avoid the use of insulting, offensive, or prejudicial language. Each candidate will have the opportunity for a 2-minute opening remarks. The moderator cannot read a prepared statement from a candidate who does not attend the meeting in person. Like I said before, the speaking order will go from my left to your right. When a question is asked, you will have 1 minute to respond, followed by the other delegates' counter of 30 seconds, and then finally the original question being asked will have 1 minute. The candidate will have 1 minute to rebut. As the moderator, I will strictly enforce all time allotments. The timer starts when you start speaking. During the response, candidates may not bring up any new arguments or new evidence except in direct refutation of material which has already been presented. Candidates will speak only when called upon by the moderator. There will be no heckling. There will be no points of order or personal privilege rows. No props may be used, i.e. drawings or models, and each candidate will have 2 minutes in closing remarks. We will start with the candidate from the Green Party with their 2-minute opening remarks, please.
Hi, Oxford. I'm Cheryl Baker. I'm excited to be an advocate for affordable housing, improved mental health care, and climate action to create the Ontario Oxford wants. I have a track record of bringing people together through my work as an activist and listening to priorities, finding common ground, and taking action that puts people in empowering positions. I'm eager to take these skills to Queen's Park as a strong voice for Oxford.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. From the Liberal Party, Mary Holmes.
Thank you. My name is Mary Holmes, and I'm your Liberal candidate for Oxford. I am a Woodstock woman. I was a Woodstock girl. I'm an Oxford woman. I have lived here most of my life. I love this county. I have done everything I can to promote this part of the world, and it is a great part of the world. My particular history is that of public service. I have learned that the best way to achieve a sense of well-being and a sense of accomplishment is by giving back to the community and helping others to achieve their best goals and capabilities. I have served mostly in education, but I've also served on many boards in and around the community. And I pride myself at being able to bring people together and come to some measure of cooperative problem solving, and that is one of my strengths. I hope that you realize that in this election, the Liberal Party has prepared an amazing portfolio. You need to look at it because it's got it all, something for everybody. And in embracing democracy here tonight, I applaud you for being here. I want you to listen carefully. I want you to compare the candidates. I want you to check us all out. And then hopefully at the end of this, you'll see that I am your best choice for Oxford.
Thank you very much. Moving on, from the NDP party, Lindsay Wilson.
Hi everyone, it's Lindsay Wilson, your NDP candidate in the provincial election, and thank you to everyone who's tuning in and taking the time to be educated. I'm a working mom in this community like so many of you, and despite how hard we're working, things are getting tougher, and we cannot continue to work harder and harder only to get further behind. We've chosen Oxford as our home, some of us for generations, lots of us are new, and we deserve to thrive here. We deserve to be proud of the place we call home in a changing economy while staying true to our rural roots. I want everyone in Oxford to have access to the very best food, the very best schools, the very best healthcare. We all deserve that. I want you to be proud to raise your kids here and of the future we're building for them. I want our parents to be able to age at home with dignity and have the respect that they deserve. We need to invest wisely and responsibly to fix what has been broken for far too long. I know that rural communities matter to the NDP platform and to small communities outside of the GTA like ours. I know that I can work to get done what we need to be done and that we all deserve to thrive in this place that we all love.
Thank you. Moving on, from the Oxford party, Mr. Carl Tays.
Actually, it's the Ontario Party.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Carl Taves. I'm the candidate for Derek Sloan's Ontario Party in Oxford. 8 things the Ontario Party stands for. We strongly oppose vaccine mandates. No one should be coerced into accepting a substance into their body against their will. No one should be forced to choose between their jobs and the jab or going to school and getting the jab. We believe in fiscal responsibility and balanced budgets. Under the current government, Ontario's debt is now the highest it has ever been and growing every day. We strongly oppose the toxic sex education program that is being forced upon our children in our schools, a program that promotes misleading ideas about gender and harms our children. We believe in limited government. During their time in office, the current progressive Conservatives have engaged in unprecedented and unacceptable government overreach. We are passionately committed to the sanctity of life from womb to tomb. Life is precious. It is a gift from God. The vast majority of Ontarians are people of faith. We believe that faith is the glue that holds our democracy together and allows it to function properly. The family is the best place for the formation of healthy, responsible citizens. We believe government should honor parents as the primary educators of their children and respect the rights of parents to choose how they raise their children. The response of the Trudeau government and the Ford government to the Freedom Convoy in Ottawa was shameful. We passionately support the efforts of freedom lovers everywhere as they continue to fight for all our freedoms. Thank you.
Thank you, and again, my apologies, sir.
It's okay.
Okay, moving into the first question. Again, I'm starting from my left, your right. The first question goes to the Green Party. You will have 1 minute to answer, 30 seconds to comment, 45 seconds rebuttal, just as a reminder. The Green Party has released an extensive housing plan that includes affordable housing as well as supportive housing. This would have the need of zoning changes in municipalities. In the past, during similar conversations, this has always been passed off as a municipal issue as far as zoning. How does the Green Party plan to combat that hurdle and conflict?
We plan to work with everyone. Our system is broken here in Ontario and in Oxford. We have a lot of key strategies for building livable and affordable communities. We want to repair and rebuild the roadblocks and the bridges that were torn down through the previous political parties before us. And we want to work with everyone to ensure everyone is serviced, and we want to service the services. The municipality are services as well. Everything's been broken, and we have a great platform plan to work with everyone to start repairing and building the Ontario and the Oxford County that you people told me that you want.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, I am in complete agreement that there needs to be these houses, and there needs to be the change that makes and keeps our county clear of the clutter that is from developers and from the profit seekers. There will be, it has been stated in the platform that there will be an addressing of the rules and the red tape that is keeping things from happening as smoothly and as effectively as possible.
Ms. Wilson, comment?
You know, we're an agriculture community, and we're very lucky to have access to food that's grown right here, and for all over Ontario. But if we continue to build on that farmland, we will all pay the price. So we will work to update planning and growth policies to make sure that we can build within urban boundaries and support municipalities in doing so.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Well, there's no question that we have a housing crisis in this province, and that zoning is a big part of that problem. What's been happening is, under the current provincial government, the zoning bylaws intentionally restrict building duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes where they make sense. We would work to stop that kind of practice.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, 45-second rebuttal.
Our roadmap uses a lot of key strategies to help us achieve goals. We are about providing new solutions for old problems, and housing is an old problem. We are about removing the barriers that prevent housing, that prevent service, that prevent wealth. Everyone has an opportunity, and this community is crying out for more housing, removing the barriers, giving the service back to the people, and building a trust between governments and people again.
Thank you. Moving on to the second question. The second question goes to the Liberal Party. Ontario has a severe and worsening shortage of healthcare workers, including, but not limited to, registered practical nurses and PSWs. How will your party commit to addressing these issues, including working conditions and wages, to retain and attract staff?
Again, the plan is clear. There will be clearance of all the surgical backlogs that exist and new maximum time set. There will be access to family doctors and an increase in the number of health care professionals that will be hired. So there will be at least 3,000 new mental health and addictions professionals trained. There will be 1,000 more professionals dedicated to ensuring that no child is left waiting. And we will offer to repeal the Bill 124 to make sure that nurses get their fair wages and that PSWs are getting their $25 a year or an hour wage.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson, comment?
I mean, we all know hallway medicine did not start with the pandemic. We went into the pandemic with hallway medicine. So, you know, what was already bad was made worse by the pandemic. And it can be fixed by repealing Bill 124 and compensating nurses and other healthcare workers fairly for the work they do in the healthcare system, and bringing more PSWs on, again, retraining and raising the wage floor up to $20 an hour to make sure that they have a livable wage for the work that they do in our healthcare system.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Well, part of the reason we have a crisis with shortage of healthcare workers is because a number of them have been laid off because they did not want to get the COVID vaccine. That should not have happened. Under an Ontario Party government, they would be welcomed back to work. Also, we should encourage people coming from other countries that were certified in other countries that have similar standards to Canada. We should make it easier for them to get certified here. And medical school, you got to be Einstein to get in these days. It's too difficult. We can make it a little easier to get into medical school.
Thank you, Mr. Tays. Ms. Baker, comment?
We plan on, in our platform, we have a great platform that's going to service everyone and repair the broken bridges in our healthcare. Our nurses are the backbone of our society. They keep us healthy. And when we're healthy, we're safe. When we're safe, we can build happier lives and wealthier lives as well. What we recently went through with the pandemic was just totally outrageous. It showed all the severe, broken down services, the lack of communication and input between government.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, 45 seconds to rebut.
Yes, just wanted to state that during the pandemic, most professionals working in hospitals actually believed in the science of the healthcare studies. So I know that there were some problems, but for some, but not for all. And generally, healthcare is there for us to be able to just get on top of things, get better service, and we have the professionals to do that, and if we don't, we will find them, and that's the pledge of the Liberal Party.
Thank you very much. Going to the third question. This question is for the NDP party. Your party's plan for Ontario was costed on Sunday and shows higher spending than previous Conservative government. How do you explain the efficiencies of that?
I mean, we have been put in a position where we have underspent for so long that things are in a state of disrepair that we have no choice to make some investments to repair them. So using schools as an example, we're nearing $18 billion in repair backlogs. So there are schools that can't use drinking fountains. And so, you know, we can kick the can further down the road, but the reality is the schools will need to be fixed one day. And the same goes for healthcare. It's been underfunded for so long that we need to make those investments appropriately to get the service and the care up to the level that we deserve and that Ontarians expect to be able to access in our community.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Well, we have to understand that there's been a budget proposal now that seeks to add another $20 billion to the deficit. We're piling debt onto our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, and we have to stop doing that. We know from their track records how the Liberals and the NDP are going to spend, and we know from their track record how Doug Ford's counterfeit Conservatives spend. They spend like Liberals. This is not a good recipe for fiscal responsibility.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, comment?
For years, our services have been broken. It's time to put investments in people and services and get the level of care that all people deserve. We want to build caring, fair, serviced communities.
Thank you. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, I think that it's been a long time said, where are we getting the money to do these things that we're promising? Well, I think the Liberals heard it because they have produced the costing for every single piece of what they're projecting will be on their list of things to do. It has been costed, it makes sense, we know where the money's coming from. So unlike other parties, we have the numbers.
Ms. Wilson, 45-second rebut.
I want to underscore the fact that if we invest wisely in certain areas of our budget, we actually see a cost savings in others. So our investment in mental health care, for example, for every dollar we invest in mental health care, there's $1.30 saved in other healthcare services. So we're not ending up in the ER, for example, because we're preventatively addressing those issues. So, you know, we can't on one hand say we need really strong healthcare and on the other not be willing to make the investment to fix it. So we make fiscally responsible decisions, but also ethically responsible decisions that care for the people who need to be healthy in our community.
Thank you very much. Going to the next question. The next question is for the Ontario Party. What steps will your party take to move forward with reconciliation among Aboriginal people of Ontario?
Yes, no, this is a very, very important question. We need to be reaching out to people. We need to be listening to people. One of the key parts of our platform, which I think really applies to Indigenous Ontarians, is really developing infrastructure and economic growth in the North. There's a lot of potential in the North. Those rural communities in the North, they don't fulfill their potential because they don't have hospitals, they don't have schools, they don't have railway access, they don't have road access. We can really help the Indigenous people of this country I should say of this province, by helping them in the north, by listening to them, sitting down with them, and finding out ways to really make them prosper.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, comment?
We need to look at forming groups of Indigenous people to have input in order to build infrastructure, economic growth, support services, and housing. And we have that in our platform plan. And I suggest that everyone go to Green Party Ontario and take a look at what we're going to do for Ontario if you elect us. And I'm saying elect us.
Thank you. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, we are completely, we are invested in getting the connection and the relationship for the Indigenous people resolved. In every way, we will support them with our mental health, the extra supports, the childcare, the housing. It's all listed in the portfolio or in the platform, and we are serious about doing everything.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. Ms. Wilson, comment?
I mean, I'll start with something simple, which is passing UNDRIP, which is the United Nations recognizing Indigenous rights in our community and allowing legislation to flow by working with Indigenous communities to meet them where they're at. You know, not telling them what we think they need, but listening and inviting you know, everyone to support them in their communities. There are communities in Ontario with boil water advisories, and those things need to end. So we'll work with our Indigenous communities to learn from them and support them going forward.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Mr. Tays, 45-second rebut.
Well, when I think of how the Indigenous people must look at this election, they've seen the Progressive Conservatives elected before, they've seen the Liberals elected before, they've seen the NDP elected before. Has their situation really improved after any of those elections? Sure, we say we're going to listen to them, or these parties have said they're going to listen to them when they're running. They get into office and promises are broken. It's time for a new party with bold ideas that doesn't have that history of distrust.
Thank you. Going back to the next question is for the Green Party. What are the most important challenges facing our county, and how do you propose to address them?
The most important challenges facing this county, according to the feedback of the people, is housing. I've been talking to a lot of people, including social workers on the housing committee, and they want to have more information, more service for housing. They want more assistance in how to design an affordable community where people can have wraparound services even, and build affordable housing. And when we do that, then we are making sure everyone has a safe place to stay. And then from there, we can build everything else. And this is why we want to repair the services here. And that's what I think we should start with as well.
Thank you. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, with regard to housing, yes, I totally agree. We have to actually help make these things happen. With regard to money in the pocket is, I think, the #1 issue as well. Affordable housing and more money in the pocket. So as we have planned, there will be a removal of the provincial HST on prepared foods under $20. There will be full funding, there will be fully funded, this will be fully funded.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes.
Boy, that goes fast.
Ms. Wilson, comment?
I think affordability in general is something we really need to get you know, a handle on the cost of living for everyday folks. Gas prices is something we're talking a lot about lately with a long weekend coming up, for example, and we can regulate the price of gas, for example. So there are solutions with the political will to act on them.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Yes, I agree that the most important challenge facing Oxford today is the dramatic sudden increase in the cost of living. Part of the Ontario Party platform is to remove the provincial sales tax on gas right now. That would help, because this is sticker shock, folks, big time. Also, no more lockdowns. The lockdowns are a big part of the problem. Thousands of jobs lost, thousands of businesses destroyed, huge interruption in the supply chain. We're not doing that again.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, 45-second rebut.
I've been speaking to the agriculture community, and they want some help. They're practically taxed to death trying to grow a natural resource that we all survive on. We need to give agriculture a serious rebuild of the services. We need to look at reducing their taxes and finding different ways to help them transform their places into green energy technology as well, because that will certainly put a lot more money in their pockets.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Going on to the next question, it's for the Liberal Party. Ontario, including this county, is suffering its worst housing shortage. And we all know it goes beyond not enough houses being built quickly enough and moves into affordability. What do you see as being the solution?
Well, I think I'd already mentioned about the 1.5 million new housing units for people to feel the dignity of having a place that is a good, clean, beautiful place where they can be with their neighbors. I've already mentioned that there will be an attack on the rules and the red tape that keep these things from happening quickly, and we will put new taxes on vacant homes in urban areas, the use it or lose it methodology, and for any developers who are sitting on the land. So those things will help us to get things going quickly, get things going efficiently, and making those homes go up, sometimes using space in the cities and the municipalities that is maybe not being used to its full potential. So we want to use the right spaces, build up rather than out, build efficiently and to the target.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. Ms. Wilson, comment?
We talk a lot about being able to purchase a home, and certainly for people who are ready to do that, that's something we have to focus on. But too often we forget about those who are renting and the protections they need in terms of rent control as well. So building affordable and non-market housing is a solution to both of those things. Previous generations had the opportunity to buy a home, and this generation would be able to have that option too. So protecting renters and purchasing a home, we can do both.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Yes, a big part of the affordability problem in our housing market, and by the way, in our agricultural land market, is due to billionaire foreign investors coming in and paying ridiculously high prices and driving up the market artificially. The Ontario Party would prohibit that. Also, the first question that was asked tonight talked about zoning bylaws. If we're smarter with our zoning bylaws, building duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes where they make sense, that would also alleviate the problem.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, comment?
Let's build livable and affordable communities. There's no doubt about it. Neighborhoods should be designed with people in mind. We have an ambitious, practical roadmap to building communities where everyone has a great place to live. Our plan is based on 3 pillars: connected communities to work, live and play, affordable homes that people can afford, and sustainable housing that works for people and planet. We are building livable and affordable communities. The Greens have a plan. Everyone deserves a safe and affordable place.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, 45-second rebut.
Yes, and we will prevent rent hikes. We will reinstate rent control, and we will end the 2-tiered system of the rental market as it stands right now. So as well as having plans for the houses, we have the plans for the rentals.
Thank you. The next question's for the NDP party. Our citizens group, OPAL, recently won a huge battle. What will you do to stand up for strong environmental protections in this county?
First of all, thank you to Opal. We know it was the hard work of these volunteers that stopped the dump here in our community. So making sure we can support volunteers who are willing to do that work is important. We need to make big corporate polluters pay while making sure that hard workers in things like trade and industrial are not unfairly penalized. So the big polluters who haven't been doing their fair share will be made to do their fair share. We'll also have a youth climate court, which invites youth who are really activated around climate action. We'll invite them to participate, get experience our natural environment, and use that as a credit towards their post-secondary so that climate action becomes part of that generation moving forward.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Yes, congratulations to OPAL on your success. The Ontario Party is committed to clean air, clean water, and clean soil. At the same time, the Ontario Party is of the view that a lot of the environmental schemes that have gone into place in recent years, that there's an element of alarmism in them. They've gone too far. They're giving China a huge economic advantage because China is getting a carte blanche on this issue. So we have to especially concentrate on things that are really going to make a difference now.
Thank you, Mr. Tays. Ms. Baker, comment?
Well, first of all, I'm grateful and humbled by the success of the Opal services. They did a fabulous, fantastic job. We're aiming for a zero carbon, and we want to reduce fossil fuels use in transportation and in buildings and everywhere else. And in order to do that in this community, we need to start getting together as a group of like-minded people with a common goal and start sharing ideas and getting the information out there and telling you about the incentives and programs that are available that can help you.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, this is all about people with ideas coming forward, sharing those ideas, raising awareness, taking action, and promoting the best possible solution for our community. So I am extremely proud of the people and the power that can come when the people come together.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson, 45-second rebut.
I just want to comment on the idea that our concern for climate action might be too alarmist because, it's an emergency and it is urgent, and if it feels alarmist, good, because we cannot wait any longer to address it. And there are solutions that work in Ontario that need to happen as quickly as possible. So, if it feels scary, then we're doing the right thing because this is scary. Our climate's in trouble.
Thank you. The next question's for the Ontario Party. Your plans for education and housing, to name a couple, are extensive, but your party has not yet released a taxation plan. What would the future of taxes look like if the Ontario Party was elected?
The Ontario Party believes in limited government and fiscal responsibility, and its taxation issues would, its taxation policies, I should say, would be consistent with those. Experience has taught us that when we lower taxes, especially on small business, that is very motivating for our economy. We spend so much in administrative costs in big government. We spend so much in Ontario on red tape. In so many parts of our society, we have needless duplication that we don't have to have. We can spend we can lower taxes if we spend smarter and if we avoid duplication, and we can do a lot better in that area than we've been doing, that's for sure.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, comment?
I look at the other parties' projects, and they are overspending and removing services that people need. If you want to lower taxes, then we shouldn't be building infrastructure that's not going to, in another community, that's not going to service us here. And why should all of us pay for it if we're not going to be using that particular infrastructure as well? And if you want to start lowering taxes, we have to start looking at clear plans to ensure that the services are corrected.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, the Liberals have these clear plans that we're going to raise the taxes where it is necessary and not over impacting on people, and lowering the taxes where it will help small businesses, and grants will be given to them too to compensate for the problems that they've had to live through. So also we have the education system will be bolstered by not building the 413, $10 billion. So it's not always about taxing, it's about taking money where it's been delegated.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. Ms. Wilson, comment?
I think we need to recognize that if all it took was a lot of hard work to become wealthy, then most people in Oxford would be millionaires by now. We need to build an economy that is equitable and makes the 2% of people who are making significantly more than the 98% of us who are making less. That 2%, it is time for them to pay their fair share so that we can all have a more equitable place to live.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, 45-second rebut.
Well, just going back to the original question, it was about the Ontario Party's platforms on education and housing, and then it moved into taxation. Look, the Ontario Party's platform on education, first and foremost, is to get rid of the toxic sex education that's currently in our schools. That's not about taxation, that's not about money, that's about policy. In terms of universities, we want freedom of speech in our universities. Nothing to do with money. In terms of housing, our main focus there is to stop the billionaire investment and change the zoning bylaws. So it's not really about taxation.
Thank you. Going to the next question. The next question is for the Green Party. There is some great concern being raised by the citizens of smaller, less densely populated communities, including Oxford County, that Bill 42, Ending Discrimination in Automobile Insurance Act 2019, will have an unfair effect on the cost of automobile insurance in this county. What are your thoughts on this issue, and how would your party prevent this from being brought to fruition?
We're going to look at every bill out there, and we have been looking at every bill, and we're going to take that information and we're going to create a plan that services people, and that includes no gimmicks, such as Doug Ford's free license plate. We need to build real solutions that's going to help people live affordable lives, and that's in our Green Party plan. So any input out there that we haven't put into our party platform, we need to hear from the communities about that, because everything is just a guideline. Everything's not set in stone. Everything could be amended, and that's the beauty of changing policies and procedures, removing barriers.
Thank you. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, I do believe that when you're in a smaller community, it's easy to feel like people aren't listening, people aren't responding the way they should. So I would like to say that that is not the way the Liberals would work. I would also like to suggest that things to do with cars, if we are trying to get a better car deal, we're going to be offering rebates for electric cars and dealing with people with their situations in a way that is going to help them and not dismiss them.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. Ms. Wilson, comment?
I mean, we will end postal code discrimination for auto insurance, and that will save people money in the end. That's something that the NDP has been, fighting for, not just during the election, but as the official opposition party, and will continue to do so.
Thank you. Mr. Tays.
The Ontario Party is vehemently against discrimination in all its forms, and this is one form of discrimination, postal code discrimination. We are an auto-centered society, there's no question about that. Owning an automobile is getting so expensive, we have to look everywhere we can to make it affordable for people.
Thank you, Mr. Tays. Ms. Baker, 45-second rebut.
We are going to move towards a green economy. And when we do that, we're going to look at every incentive that we can give back to the people so that people are serviced. And we're going to rebuild that trust in every possible way. And when we have so many great ideas, I can't even condense them down into one sentence. I'm telling everyone, go to our party platform, take a look, and if it's not in our platform, tell us. We can amend any policy to create a successful community for everyone.
Thank you. Going to the next question. It's for the Liberal Party. The Doug Ford government invoked the notwithstanding clause back in June 12, 2021, that caused many citizens to feel their rights and freedoms are being threatened. What is your party's belief in the use of this very severe intervention?
I think that this is a very difficult question on a few levels. Number one, there was an intention and a need to be much more connected to the movement and what was happening at that time. I think that that may have been something that was overlooked. I'm not exactly sure why. I do believe that we have freedoms, and with those freedoms come responsibilities. And I think that those responsibilities sometimes will end with consequences if you accept the responsibility or you don't. So it gets to a point where something is being fought for. The people have a right to protest. People have a right to speak their minds. There's also a section of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms that suggests that we need to, at times, restrict freedoms because they are not for the grander good. So I think that that's basically what happened. I think that the history books will talk about it for a while.
Ms. Wilson, comment?
I would say this is a pattern of Ford, using rules for the reason perhaps they were not intended. And MZOs is another example of that, using minister zoning orders to support his developers in paving over farmland, for example. So I would say, a pattern of using very important rules for the reason they were not intended to be used for, with a lack of transparency, to say the least.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Yes, there's no question that the Doug Ford government has engaged in unacceptable government overreach. Vaccine mandates, lockdowns, now we're dealing with digital ID. Our freedoms are sacred. They should not be sacrificed in this way. The part of the charter that Mary just referred to is Section 1, talks about reasonable limits in a free and democratic society. That was abused. That should not have been interpreted in this way. That was a big part of the problem.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, comment?
Well, I agree with certain points already. Using rules for reasons they were not intended for is a lack of transparency. And we are about transparency and people. And that is how you rebuild the trust of the failing of the past governments for years. People don't trust government anymore. That's why we don't have voters. If you want change, then you have to rebuild that trust and transparency. And that is in our platform plan, and I urge everyone to go to the Green Party site.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, 45-second rebuttal.
It demands intelligent people to affect a ruling on a rule. So it's not an easy thing, but we have to find people that we trust at that central point where those discussions are happening. And the intelligent people can't come from just one area. They need to be from all areas so that we completely understand what's going on and what's the best answer to that problem.
Thank you. Going to the next question. The next question is for the NDP party. The pandemic has had an enormous impact on small businesses in our community. What will your party do to support small business and the economic development within Oxford?
So I work in community economic development, so this is probably one of my favorite questions. Businesses have reopened, but it's a misconception to think that being open means they have recovered. So we would extend 2 more rounds of the Small Business Recovery Grant, and we would, to add to that, we would make sure that it gets out efficiently and to the businesses that need it most. We would use buying power of the province to use, to make sure that procurement supports small businesses in our community. So we're really leveraging what's available to us to continue to support the small businesses, to give them access to the resources and the funding that they need in a timely manner to help them to continue to recover in our community.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, comment?
Yes, the impact on the economy from the pandemic and most specifically the lockdowns is severe. It's going to be with us for decades, folks. Thousands of businesses are permanently closed. Yeah, some of them are coming back, some of them are struggling to come back, but many of them are permanently closed. The Ontario Party is the only party that's really standing up and say we're not doing this again. It was not worthwhile. There's a study from Johns Hopkins University that says that the effect of the lockdowns on COVID mortality was 0.2%. Call me, I'll give you the link.
Thank you, Mr. Tays. Ms. Baker, comment?
We're going to support Oxford entrepreneurs and small businesses. We're going to create new careers and better green jobs for hundreds of thousands of people and improve business opportunities for green entrepreneurs. We're going to keep money in jobs in Ontario. We'll replace imported fossil fuels by doubling green Ontario electricity, creating more green energy jobs for hardworking Ontarians. We're going to make Oxford a global leader in clean energy and materials. We're going to support entrepreneurs, creating world-beating...
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes. With regard to the Liberal Party, we will suspend corporate income tax for small businesses that have been impacted by the pandemic. We will eliminate incorporation fees for any new businesses that wish to start up. We will launch a one-stop 311 type service to help businesses navigate government supports, and we will create a package of high-quality, affordable benefits that everybody can use, including self-employed, gig, contract, and creative workers.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson, 45-second rebut.
I want to close this question by saying supporting small businesses for me is not just something that, you know, I'm going to read from my platform and talk about in the platform, and all those things are important. It's something I've proven in my actions in the community to support small businesses. Many of them I've worked with over the years, and so it's something I'm passionate about. It's something I've already been active in, and I will continue to do that as MPP in Oxford.
Thank you. Going to the next question. It's for the Ontario Party. Throughout the last few years, education workers have felt overworked and undervalued. How will your party support education workers if elected?
The education workers feeling overworked and undervalued is perfectly understandable. This is yet another key part of our society where we are not investing properly. The class sizes seem to be growing every year. The performance in the core subjects seems to be decreasing every year. One of the things that could really help with that is if we got back to a more core-centered curriculum for our children. We spend far too much time, as I've mentioned, the Ontario Party is absolutely opposed to the toxic sex education program that some of these teachers are being forced to teach. We want to get away from that. We can make our schools more efficient. We can give more funding to our teachers. We can make class sizes smaller. Definitely, this is an area that we can do better in.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, comment?
Well, this is definitely an area we can also do better in. We have a great plan for supporting education, and we are going to repair the broken bridges in our education system. And we're going to start servicing the people who deliver that education as well. Because when we're fix that, then we can fix other services or other people who are struggling with health, safetiness, and wealth, and anything else that they're struggling with.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Ms. Holmes, comment?
Yes, the Liberal Party is dedicated to hiring new teachers, investing in 10,000 new teachers to be brought in, lowering class size to 20, and it's all costed. We will also resurrect the optional grade 13 year to help kids catch up. And for post-secondary, we will reinvest OSAP and eliminate interest on student loans. There will be an uphill battle with all of this.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. Ms. Wilson, comment?
I'm a proudly OSSTF endorsed candidate for our Education First platform and for my support of the education workers. They miss the most days of lots of folks in the working world because of injury on the job. And so, you know, we need to invest in protecting our kids' education, but we also need to make sure that teachers and education workers are safe on the job, that the classrooms are free of violence and things that make their job unsafe. So we'll invest to do so.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, 45-second rebut.
Yes, and the Ontario Party has very specific policies on its platform that would alleviate pressures on the education workers. One of them, you know, a certain amount of money, I believe it's $12,500, is allotted to every student. Why not give people who want to homeschool their kids some of that money? We don't do that now. We should. That would take pressure off. Also, the Ontario Party very much supports charter schools. That would also be a good way of taking the pressure off, making it easier on our education workers. And you know, grade 13, well, that's a Band-Aid. If the grades 1 to 12 are working as they should be, we shouldn't be needing grade 13. I mean, maybe we need it while things get fixed, but it's a Band-Aid, it's not a permanent solution.
Thank you. That'll move us into all candidates having 2 minutes of closing statements. We're going to start from my left to your right. Ms. Baker.
We are building a more caring Ontario. We're building a livable and affordable communities, and we're building a greener Ontario roadmap as well. We're going to repair the services that have been broken for years. We need to invest in people, and we need to act fast now and not wait any longer. We came through a very struggling, challenging time, and that showed us where everything was broken. And we need to start correcting the deficiencies of every service and create other services as well. People need and deserve to live in caring, fair communities, and you deserve the best.
Thank you. Ms. Holmes, 2 minutes, please.
Yes, thank you for putting this together tonight. I'm very honored to be here. I just want you to know, again, I will remind you that I've never seen a platform like this that has been produced by the Liberal Party. There are 82 pages, 15 pages of a shortened version, and we have a page of most recently delivered on the affordability pledge, 19 points. This man, Stephen Del Duca, and his entourage, his think tank people have prepared an amazing piece. I have always aligned myself with the Liberal values, putting people first over profit. I have always been a public servant, and I will pledge to you right now that I am the kind of person who anybody can come and talk to me. My door will always be open. I am the person who can listen, learn, find the answers, and make Oxford the best it can possibly be. I am your best choice.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson, 2-minute closing.
So again, it's Lindsay Wilson, your NDP candidate running in Oxford, and I've been knocking on a lot of doors, sometimes 6, 7, 8 hours a day. And what I can tell you is that people are ready for change, but not just change for the sake of it, change that is progressive and reflects the ways our community has grown and shifted and adapted over the years. So we owe it to each other to have a strong progressive voice that truly represents the community. And, you know, I'm ready to show up for this community. And when I said show up, you know, I meant it figuratively, but I mean it literally tonight as well. And we're ready for that change. We're ready for a progressive voice. The next generation is ready to lead, and I'm ready to be that voice for Oxford County.
Thank you. Mr. Tays, 2 minutes closing.
Friends, broadly speaking, the issues in this election can be divided into 2 groups: the fiscal issues and the social issues. I want to focus now on the social issues. There's a program called Drag Storytime at the Oxford County Library. The program encourages our children to read books about drag queens and drag kings. It is sponsored by one of the major Canadian banks. In recent years, transgender athletes have won gold medals and have set world records in events traditionally reserved for women. Children in Scotland, as young as 4, are now allowed to change their gender without their parents' consent. Facebook currently has 58 different gender options. These are but a few examples. The politicians on the left proudly say, "We're progressive, this is progress." Meanwhile, the rates of depression, anxiety, suicide, and fatal drug overdoses are the highest they've ever been. I work in the criminal justice system. I see it every day. Friends, where is the progress that the progressive politicians boast of? I don't see it. Do you know that one of the people who worked on Kathleen Wynne's sex ed program was convicted of making and distributing child pornography? How can we stop this madness? For a start, we have to say no to the so-called progressive politicians who either openly promote these ideas or who stay silent. By all means, consider the fiscal issues when you vote this election, but also consider the social issues. They're vitally important, especially because they have such a profound effect on the way our children are growing up. I urge you to take the time to understand where the parties stand on the social issues before you vote, and then vote your conscience. God bless you. God bless Ontario.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank all the candidates for participating tonight. I would like to thank the Unifor Political Action Team. I would like to thank Hard FM for promoting it on the radio. I would like to thank Rogers for being here. I wish you all the best of luck, and we'll hopefully see you down the road. Thank you very much, and good night.
call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m., it's the RTV quiz. Giovanni Petiti hosts a weekly trivia competition that lets you play from the comfort of your couch. Play along at home and challenge your friends. And don't forget to follow along on social media. Let us know who's top of trivia, and you can find yourself featured on a future episode.
Are you kidding me, folks?
The RTV quiz, Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. on Rogers TV or at rogerstv.com/RTV quiz.
Hi, I'm Terry Dermo, host of Fitness and Wellness by Terry Dermo. I will be taking you through a variety of multi-leveled yogas that include chair yoga as well as some gentle, slow flow yogas. This is perfect for the new yogi, but also for somebody who has been out of yoga for a while. We'll build strength and flexibility and bring a sense of ease to our bodies and our minds. I look forward to seeing you on Rogers. Namaste.
I'm Matt Chalmers. I'm a VTR Op and Master Control Technical Director at TSM. I decided to volunteer at Rogers because I was interested in TV as a profession, and it seemed like an awesome way to learn and get out and actually experience what the TV world was like. So I got to do hockey, baseball, football, and it helped me build relationships and understanding people better and being able to work with different personalities a lot easier. If you want to volunteer and you think it looks like a fun thing, do it. Just know that you're going to have to put in a lot of work, and but that work is very worth it, and it's a very fun time.
Ontarians have concerns about the future. The economy and inflation, housing affordability, the quality of education, and our fragile healthcare system. For the upcoming provincial election, Rogers TV brings you the candidates to talk about these and other important issues facing the community. Before you head to the ballot box, hear from the candidates on the local campaign on Rogers TV.
Great thing for kids is learning how to push things, and that's one of the things we like to train them on. So here we got the sled, and we're gonna have Casharoo go ahead, give her a push, bud. And you can see now he's building strength throughout all his shoulders, his hips. He's learning how to drive, push, and build a lot of positive energy systems that he's gonna use throughout his daily life. So one of the most functional things that we can do is actually push things. It's something we do on an everyday, daily basis. So a real fun way to make it happen is we're gonna use Cash here as a little bit of extra weight to provide a little bit more resistance. So as Jess goes to get the sled going, she's gonna dig it out. She's gonna push out, keep the sled nice and away from her. Short little steps, use the glutes to drive, and she's building her energy systems, building strength, and having a lot of fun all at the same time.
Rogers TV has given me the opportunity to be involved within my local community, where I have met plenty of new people, experienced new things. I have done various production roles such as graphics, live audio, and camera work. Recently, I have been a part of the London Knights Rogers TV crew, and I have had a wonderful time there, being part of such an amazing and diverse group of individuals. I highly recommend it.
This is Rogers TV.
Okay, so we're back here with Chef Shane, and what are we cooking today, Chef? Because this looks amazing.
All right, so I got the wood fire grill going. We have an amazing ribeye. I got about a 24-ounce ribeye. This isn't really on the menu, but I'm just doing it so you can see what we're going to be doing here. I just started back here. I've been away for 20 years. I started at the Tillsonburg Golf and Country Club. I was 15 washing dishes. In the last 20 years, I've been traveling the world. Just recently, I was executive chef for Celebrity Cruise Lines. Traveling the world, go from Tahiti to Hawaii, Alaska, Australia, New Zealand. So I want to bring all my flavors back home, and it's good to be back on land.
Okay, you got to tell me about this.
These are maitake mushrooms. This is my baby right now. These are my babies right now. And then tomorrow on Monday, I have a beautiful dinner, a private dinner. For about 10 people, we're going to utilize some of this beautiful maitake mushroom.
So where does this thing grow?
It's a wild mushroom. So as we grow, and hopefully by next year, I'm going to have my own mushroom farm here. I'll get some greenhouses in. As you see, we're still kind of under construction. Yeah. All right, so I want to get some herbs and our vegetable garden and involve the schools and everything. So I have big plans for this venue. There's nothing like it in the area. We're going to draw from all around. We're very central to everything. Ingersoll, Woodstock, London. That's when we have people from Paris, Tillsonburg for sure, the hometown. Where else we got over here?
We got everything out here. So we do. Okay, we're only about an hour and a half from the GTA, so that's the best part.
Hour and a half from the GTA, but I know there's a lot of Toronto people.
Tell me about this thing, because this is absolutely amazing.
All right, so this is like a period grill. So it's a wood fire grill, but I need my, where is it? There you go. I move a little log over. All right, we can get the fire going. All right, we can raise and lower it. So lower, then we get more heat, and I can raise it up. Sounds like the ship anchor. I just came off the ship. It sounds the same. Fantastic. All right, so I can lower right down to the heat, get it nice and hot, and you get that smoky flavor. So depending on how I want the meat to cook. If I'm going to do a more rare steak, I want it nice and hot, the grill, so you get that sear on it. All right, if I want it well done, I'm going to raise it up so the heat goes slowly through it and it doesn't dry out.
I think that's my favorite thing about walking in here is the smell of the wood fire every time you come in.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, yes.
Absolutely love it. All right, so what are we doing?
All right, we're going to do, I'm going to grab some tongs. Hold on, wrong tongs. The bigger tongs.
Okay.
All right.
You gotta have big tongs for big steak.
That's right. I'm just going to move this aside. Little roasted black peppercorn.
Okay.
Sorry. On the shot. Kosher salt, nice, all right?
Now what's the difference between kosher salt and just regular salt?
Kosher salt, I collect salts. I collect salts from all around the world, all right? And every salt has a different mineral content, a different saltiness. Some sea salts are gonna be very salty. You have the Maldon salt, which is the English salt, which is like a flaky.
The flaky one, I love that one.
I love that one too.
Caramel too.
Yeah. It's just the flavor and what you want to enhance. So salt isn't a seasoning, it's a flavor enhancer. That's why you can put it on desserts, you can put it on meat, your vegetables. It's to enhance the flavor, not to season the food, the product. All right?
Excellent. So a little salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And whenever the meat's this beautiful, it doesn't need much, right?
No, this is actually local meat from Norpac. All right, we have a partnership with Norpac. This is Norwich right here. They do all of our meats for us. We bring in whole muscle, and then we're going to cut to order. All right? So we cut everything and butcher in-house here.
Beautiful steak.
All right, I like to get the fat all nice. And I'm hoping that we're going to get a nice sizzle on that grill. But if not, this is a big steak. Look at the size of that, yeah? Oof.
That is huge. All right.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're looking for right there. Open fire wood grill. And then while that's cooking, right, I have... We have like similar to this, but everything on the ship is electric. Yeah. There's not, a fire is bad on a boat. Yes, very bad on a boat, yes? All right. So I have some like vegetables too. This is on some of our menus, some roasted sweet potato, and you just throw it on the grill as well. All right. Here's some asparagus. And yeah, this is actually imported, but I was promised in about a week and a half to 2 weeks I'm going to get the local Ontario asparagus. Just down the road here.
Hi, I'm Terry Dermo, host of Fitness and Wellness by Terry Dermo. I will be taking you through a variety of multi-leveled yogas that include chair yoga as well as some gentle slow flow yogas. This is perfect for the new yogi, but also for somebody who has been out of yoga for a while. We'll build strength and flexibility and bring a sense of ease to our bodies and our minds. I look forward to seeing you on Rogers. Namaste.
Ontarians have concerns about the future. The economy and inflation, housing affordability, the quality of education, and our fragile healthcare system. For the upcoming provincial election, Rogers TV brings you the candidates to talk about these and other important issues facing the community. Before you head to the ballot box, hear from the candidates on the local campaign on Rogers TV.
Sometimes it's hard to say goodbye to an old friend. But when you're saying farewell to your vehicle, Kidney Car makes it fast and easy. Just call or visit our website. We'll take any vehicle in any condition and give you a tax receipt for a minimum of $300. No headaches and no towing charges. It's the one-stop solution for getting rid of your unwanted vehicle in just a few short minutes. When your vehicles reach the end of the road, call us toll-free or visit kidneycar.ca.
Chef, we got this beautiful pizza sitting here ready to go in the oven. You want to talk a little bit about, I know this is kind of a specialty out here.
Yeah, so we do all of our pizzas handmade. We do all of our doughs. We do like a 24-hour ferment on the crust, so it's got a little sourdough flavor to it. Yeah. We use organic flour, local flour is milled. All right, beautiful stuff. And then we have this brand new pizza oven.
And it's
so
gorgeous.
It is gas fired. This is an Italian proper stone pizza oven, and we put a little wood in the back there just to get that smokiness to it. All right.
This thing is
and
beautiful.
It's pretty awesome.
Now what have we got on our pizza here?
I got one pre-made here. So this here is prosciutto, Stilton, and poached pear. All right. And that's our homemade tomato sauce as well.
Amazing.
Now, the prosciutto we're bringing in from Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Pingue meats. Beautiful stuff. I ate about a half a pound of it last week when I started. It's amazing stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we have this peel, and then we just slide this in.
This is the bit that always kind of freaks me out. I never know.
And then the pizza oven here is about 620 degrees we're running it at.
How long does it take to cook a pizza then at that temperature?
About 4 to 5 minutes, depending on how many toppings are on it, and you'll see. And we're going to get that nice, that little char burnt around it. And I was in Napoli just a year and a half ago, so I went to the first pizza restaurant that started this style of pizza, and I had to try all their pizzas. Yeah. So I know the flavors and the water, the content that we need to make that pizza the same as in Italy.
Amazing.
Amazing. So we'll let that
smells so good.
Cook, and then we just take a little turner. And the thing is, you can't turn it too fast, so you gotta test it. And see, make sure it's there. And you see it's already rising up, right?
Oh my goodness, it really
is. Very fast. Well, it's 620 degrees. You're gonna cook fast in there.
Now, I have watched before where they lift it up a little to toast the top of it. Does that happen here?
No, we don't need to do that. So because we have the heat, that oven in there, it's gonna get everything up. You see the bubbles coming up, the crust is rising.
There we go.
Look at that. If I had some more lights in there, but didn't melt, so it's hard to see like right in there. But all right, look at that. Yeah, we're good there.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
And now you can see here, get a shot in this here. You see that it's starting to rise. The air is coming in the crust. That's nice. And I can get a little hotter back here.
And I'm gonna guess whenever it's busy dinner service, you've got one person just working.
One person. I'm hoping to get 2 more, and anyone in the local area else will learn how to cook and be a chef. I'm all about that. I want people to come in. I want some new chefs. Anyone who wants to learn, come and learn. Come see me. I'm hiring right now, actually, because we're opening this season. And I want everyone.
I don't know if you can see, but this thing is just.
It's just fast, like that.
So fast. So fast. Getting so much bigger.
Look at that. So you see it's coming along really nice.
Oh, I wish we had smell-o-vision because it smells so
Smell-o-vision. Well, you got smell-o-vision, come on down to the Oxford Hills Golf Club. And you can smell all these amazing scents and the flavors and the passion we have here for our food.
Now tell me a little bit about what created the passion for food for you.
The passion for me, like I started dishwashing, I was about 15, but I started cooking when I think my first meal was I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I made spaghetti and meatballs. And my parents put a little stool so I could get up on the stove and make my sauce, my meatballs. And that was my dinner. I made my dinner. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna get the other one, the turner here. That's just a turn the pizza. This one's a bring it out of the oven. Okay, I need whatever one I want. Now I can check it.
Look at that
And you see you got a little bit of the char. It can go a little bit longer. A little bit longer.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
And where did you end up studying? Where did you do your apprenticeship?
Oh, so I did my apprenticeship at the Tillsonburg Golf and Country Club.
Wow,
Great.
So local boy all around.
Local boy, yeah. So I worked under a couple of amazing chefs.
Yeah.
One of them, Russ Brown. He's the one that took me under his wing. And then Richard Harris. He's actually just retired. He's still living in Tillsonburg. Yeah. I'm hoping to get him up here. Hey, Rick, you gotta come up here and do some little cooking with me up here, all right? It's amazing because I've been away for so long.
Now, tell us about the travel part. What's your favorite country for food that you've been to?
Oh, good Lord, that's a tough one. Let's hit the grill here.
Okay, let's go back down here.
Sorry, we'll do that again.
Let's see this beautiful steak.
All right, let's see. Might have a bunch of. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And then we'll hit it with a little more salt and pepper. So every time you turn it, you should hit a little seasoning, because your seasoning's gonna come off each time when you're doing it. Yeah, look at that.
Crust on there.
Beautiful. Let's see how our asparagus is looking nice and grilled. Nice char on that. All right, we'll pull that off. And our potatoes getting color. All right, good. We'll put that on the plate, just like so. Nice, beautiful asparagus. We'll get our steak on here. Which is for that? Oh, olive oil. All right. Sweet potato. Oh, that's a steak.
That's beautiful steak.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Now, it'd be great with my maitake mushrooms and everything, but I'm saving this for my special dinner, but I'm gonna get some more in, hopefully. They're in season. And then once the mushroom season's coming up, I'm gonna get all my chefs and cooks to go. We're gonna go mushroom foraging, get some shiitakes. We're gonna get morel season should be coming up. Yeah. Black trumpets, golden trumpets. I love mushroom hunting, so all about it.
This looks amazing.
Your happy place. Easy 1013, the perfect music mix.
I'm Shannon Woolley, host of Batter Up Beachville on Rogers TV. Join myself and Doug Harris as we learn more about the first recorded baseball game in Beachville.
Ani, I'm Carolyn King, and I'm a member of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the creator of the Moccasin Identifier. Philip Cote, an artist in Toronto here, took and redrew real moccasins. We're starting over with the children. The idea is that they would research whose land their school is built on, near, or what treaty area they're in. And the educational kit that we have has all that information in there. And the children just, love it. My dream is that this province will be covered with moccasin identifiers within the next decade, and they will forever know whose land they're on. That's the goal. Educate and awareness with a nice, simple little program called the Moccasin Identifier.
So Chef, tell me a little bit about what we've got here, because I know that you got to finish this pizza off behind the scenes. What have we got on here?
That's right. So I got some smoked honey. So we smoke honey, we have that smoker, and we make our own bacon here. So we brine the pork belly, the local pork belly, we brine it. We have our own sort of special seasoning and our herbs and whatnot.
Amazing.
And we smoke the bacon all day. So right now there's in the smoker, you see, we got a shot of that, and we have about 4 or 5 pork bellies for our smoked bacon.
Yeah.
And I got some baby arugula, and that honey goes over top, and a little bit of olive oil.
Absolutely amazing. I'm looking, this looks like a piece of bacon, so I'm gonna have to try this.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, wow. That's incredible.
That's
so tell me
incredible.
about smoking the honey, because that's amazing.
So it's pretty simple. It's honey. We get some local honey, and we put it in a pan, and we smoke it. Put it in the smoker, and it just pulls the flavor in. But you can't go too hot, too long, or else the honey's gonna get a little bit bitter. We don't want that. But that little sweetness with the saltiness, and the pear, that's poached pear, and then you got the Stilton on there, that blue cheese
Absolutely
flavor.
incredible.
Oh,
Sweet
yeah.
and salty and savory, and so good.
And then you got the sourdough from the crust from our ferment.
Amazing.
It's beautiful stuff.
So what was it that attracted you to come back home? I mean, many years living at sea, traveling the world, adventuring.
Well, you know, it's happened by chance, really. It really just happened by chance. I've been back for a little bit, about a year off the ships. I got back last July.
Yep.
And the COVID thing really hurt the industry.
Yeah.
And I was just looking now to settle down. I did 6 years on the ships.
Yeah.
Now I want to go back as a customer.
Yeah.
And take my cruises as the other side. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
I've always been behind the scenes. Well, I've always been in the front of the scenes, but never as the guest. So I want to go as a guest next time. I have my suite already picked out on the new ships, and and then it's good to be back home. My father's really close by here. He's in St. Thomas, and you know there's been a lot of things going on with COVID and whatnot, and you know I really want to value my time now with my friends and family. It was funny that no one knows I'm here really yet. And so my second night here.
I think it's going to get out.
It's going to get out, yeah. And I really haven't called anyone because I've been so busy. I want to get my feet firmly planted here and get everything going how I see the vision. And so I've been very busy. But I have some friends here I haven't seen in 20 years, right?
Amazing.
And
so you mentioned the vision. Tell me what your vision is for that kitchen, because it's absolutely incredible back there.
I really want to showcase our smoker. I want to showcase our wood-fired grill because we don't have anything like that around. I want to showcase local products, but also worldwide products that you're not going to get anywhere else in this area. Because a lot of chefs and people, and that's how I learned to travel. I was about 19, 20 years old, and I had a chef come in, Mr. Lindsay Petit, Chef Lindsay, and we were looking. He brought all these magazines and books, and he said, you know, Shane, you have a talent. And he said, most chefs, they look at magazines, they look at books. We didn't have internet back then, but it's going back at my age, but hey, but it is what it is. And you know, this is what they learn, they try to recreate it. He's like, you don't have anything to tie you down. You can go, a Pacific Rim cuisine was big at that time.
Yeah.
He's like, you can go there and learn it and smell the air and see the flavors and taste it and get the culture behind it. And that's when the travel bug really got into my mind. So then my first sort of venture was to go up north to Rocky Crest Resort, the Markham Muir course. So that was my first real solo chef job. And Mr. Patrick Loach, my chef there, he really taught me about passion for the food and to don't be afraid to show your passion. There's a lot of guys they really closed in and very strict. But to have fun with it, and our motto was simply sexy food, right? Keep it simple, good ingredients, fresh, and let the ingredients really shine.
And I think that Oxford County for so long has been well known for making great cheeses and making some really great ingredients. But now it feels like everything's coming full circle, and the chefs are creating everything in this area. They're creating the crust, they're smoking everything that goes on top of the pizza, and every single thing is a local piece. This is an entirely local Oxford County dish.
This is a local Oxford County dish. Except for the pears. I didn't bring the pears in, I think. But the rest of it's all local. Everything's local here.
That's amazing. And we've just got such incredible food here. We've got such incredible talent. We've got people making chocolate, making cheese. We've got people where you can actually now get your milk direct from the cows at the barn from a vending machine. It's just amazing.
I have to see that.
I will tell you all about
amazing.
that. Sorry,
yes.
I'll tell you all about that. We have just so much talent around here, and you're able to grow new talent behind the kitchen here.
Yeah, and that's one of my passions throughout the years has been to, you know, even if they don't have a chef or someone doesn't have schooling, right? If they have a passion and want to learn how to cook, that's where I really excel. And I want the people to grow, you know, and I want to see them become executive chefs and to travel and do what I did, or, you know, take on their own style and be able to grow and, you know, and be chefs.
Thank you so much for sharing, Chef.
My pleasure.
I'm so excited to try what you're going to make back there because it's absolutely amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Matt Loop, and I am currently on Jack Mornings with Stax, Megan, and Loop on Jack 102.3. But it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. I can't believe I was first introduced to volunteering at Rogers back when I was taking TV broadcasting at Fanshawe, and I've really been volunteering ever since.
I love it when a show comes together.
When I first started at Rogers, I was behind the scenes doing camera for sports broadcasts and in studio shows, but then I put a proposal in for a sketch comedy show called Channel Surfing, and then I went on to host some shows like What's Up London. I don't think they have a jumpsuit big enough for me. I wouldn't be where I am today without the wealth of experience that I got at Rogers. Not only did I get to improve my broadcasting skills in an actual environment, but as far as the sketch comedy went, it also helped my writing, my self-esteem. It also helped me on air as well. And now look where I am. I'm hosting a radio show. It's crazy.
Welcome to What's Up Oxford. I'm joined today by Kristen Broadhagen, who is stepping into some pretty big shoes at the City of Woodstock. Welcome, Kristen.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what your new role is?
Sure. So my new role with the City of Woodstock is the manager of special events. I've been here for about a month. I've replaced Brad Jansen, who just retired from the role after 20 years. So I know I have big shoes to fill, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I love the hustle and bustle and being really involved in my community, and yeah, it's just been great. And we've already had an event, and then we have an upcoming one, so it's very busy after the last few years of nothing really going on in the events world, so it's a very exciting time.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you took on this role?
Sure. So I worked for the City of Brantford for 10 years in the Parks and Recreation Department. And primarily that time was spent at various community centers, but also more than 4 years in community events. So I'm very well versed in the events world. So coming to Woodstock, it's all very familiar, just in a different city.
Perfect. So talk a little bit about the event that you just had.
Sure. So we had an Easter egg hunt on Easter weekend, and it was such a success. The weather was beautiful, which really helped. But on May 2-4, we actually have an event coming up on May 2-4 weekend. So we have the Midway returning to Southside Park from Thursday, May 19th, all the way until Monday, May 23rd. And so that will include a Midway, so a large Ferris wheel, which I'm understanding is the first time we've ever had that at the park, which is exciting. Merry-go-round, Kiddieland, food concessions. We have a deal on Thursday that's a pay one price. So for $30, you can ride all the rides you want for as many hours as you like, which is a pretty good deal. And it's just going to be a lot of hustle and bustle in the park, and we're really looking forward to it.
Excellent. And then now that we've got events coming back, I'm going to guess that your calendar is looking pretty busy for the summer.
Yes, it is. And actually returning is our Victoria Day Parade on Monday, May 23rd. And it's the 73rd annual parade. So it is a staple in our community. But we're really looking forward to having back, we have 8 bands booked. And one of our favorites is the Burlington Teen Tour. so they are scheduled to return. We have performers, including stilt walkers, fire jugglers. We have a fire juggler that will ride a one-wheel unicycle, a butterfly flow artist, so lots of entertainment. We have 25 floats that will be going through the parade route, as well as Shriner groups with mini cars and their Ghostbusters car, Blues Brothers car, lots more, and really showcasing a lot of antique cars and vehicles. And for all the parade route details, you can visit our website at City of Woodstock special events. And that will show you the whole route, but it does start at the fairgrounds and end at Southside Park. And I do want to mention that the entertainment with the fire juggler and stilt walkers, they will be ending at Southside Park with further performances. So we really encourage the community to stop by, enjoy the midway on site, as well as the performers.
Great, and it's such good news having things back happening in the city, having events, having all kinds of things. So what does the rest of the summer and into the late summer look like for you? Because I know that Woodstock usually has a lot of events happening.
Yeah, we do. So we're back to a full event schedule this year. So our Canada Day celebration will take place in Southside Park. We have lots of entertainment booked, Canadian Kids Zone, marketplace, food vendors, everything you love about a festival, it will be there, as well as fireworks ending the night. And
the
we
fireworks show is always a huge draw.
Oh yes, people love the fireworks. And then of course we have Art in the Park on Saturday, July 16th. So that as well will showcase entertainment, vendors, and then really showcasing our Art in the Park theme. So we're going to have a vendor area that will be local artists selling any art pieces. As well, Calpalooza, it has moved to Labor Day weekend, which is September 2nd and 3rd. And so it'll take place the Friday and Saturday. And I can't tell you who's booked on Saturday, but it is an amazing band. It is huge for our city to have this band. So we'll release that on July 16th. You'll have to stay tuned.
Okay, well, we'll have to get you back on at that point in time to make that announcement.
Yeah, we will. And then of course into the winter, there's so much going on, but we don't want to talk about winter yet. We want to enjoy the sunshine we have.
Well, welcome to the city. Welcome to this role. And it's so exciting to have new events happening. And it's so exciting to have a new face. I know we're all going to miss Brad. Definitely me. He was a neighbor where I used to live. So very, very, very exciting to have somebody new on the team though. And welcome to Woodstock. I know it's going to be a really great career for you, Kristen.
Yes, thank you so much.
So how can people get in touch with you if they have any questions about what's happening with the city, or if they want to book themselves into any of these events, if they want to become a vendor?
Yes, of course. So the easiest is probably to email me. So my first name, Kristen, so K, and then Broadhagen. I might spell it out for you because no one can ever get the spelling. So it'd be K Broadhagen, BRODHAGEN at cityofwoodstock.ca. And then my extension on the city line is 4102. So yes, please reach out because as you know, it's been a couple years, so we really want to get people back into the routine and of these amazing events. And so I am willing to answer any and all questions, definitely.
Okay, and we'll pop all that information up in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining me, Kristen. That's all we got time for in What's Up Oxford.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
When it comes to drugs, how much freedom is too much for kids?
Drugs are out there. Will my teen feel free to say no around other kids?
I didn't live drug-free when I was younger. Can I admit that to my kids?
Drugs worry me, but how can I feel free to talk about it with my kids?
Questions about drugs and kids?
Drug-Free Kids Canada.
Rogers TV has given me the opportunity to be involved within my local community, where I have met plenty of new people, experienced new things. I have done various production roles such as graphics, live audio, and camera work. Recently, I have been a part of the London Knights Rogers TV crew, and I have had a wonderful time there, being part of such an amazing and diverse group of individuals. I highly recommend it.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Hello and welcome to Functional Fitness with Abby Malott. I'm Abby, registered kinesiologist with Stonebridge Community Services. We're here at Seven Gables Bed and Breakfast in Tillsonburg, Ontario, and we're ready to get a nice, gentle, easy workout in this morning. When you're ready, if you've got a small ball like this one, or even a small throw pillow, a couch, small couch cushion, something like that, go ahead and grab it. We're going to use it as a little prop for our workout today. We're starting in a standing posture, unless of course you need to be seated, and then you can work through these exercises seated as well. Let's make sure our feet are under our hips. Give your toes a little wiggle, your knees a little wiggle, and then tighten up your tummy. Lift your belly button just a little bit. Brace your abdominal muscles. Lengthen your spine, lift your chest, and open your shoulders. With the ball or the pillow in your hand, just start some small circles. Just a nice, easy rotation. Real smooth, real easy. And as that feels okay, start to make those rotations just a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Let's do 5 more forward rotations, 4 more, 3, 2 more, and after this one we'll change direction. So take that circle and bring it in. Excellent. Feel that movement coming from your shoulders. Warming up through the elbows as well, of course. Breathing easy for 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. We're going to take a deep breath now in through the nose, lifting your arms up, switching the ball to the other hand. Exhale, bring it down. Go ahead, another switch. Deep breath all the way in, reaching up and down. Perfect. 2 more, deep breath. And 1 more time, all the way in and all the way out. Excellent. Holding the ball in front, we're going to just settle the shoulders, elbows out to the side, and with your wrists, mostly with your forearms, you're going to rotate, spin that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the other way. Spin it just a little bit faster now. That's it. 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Excellent. Good stuff. Relax your arms. We're going to just either hold on to the ball or you can set it out of the way for now. Using your chair for balance, let's start to warm up the lower body, starting with the ankles, lifting one heel, and then switch. Lift and switch. Lifting one heel, then the other, feeling a little stretch in the bottom of your foot. Feeling some mobility in the ankles as you press that ankle forward. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Perfect. Using your chair or something for some balance, we're going to hold our balance on one foot. We're going to circle that ankle and circle the wrist at the same time. Perfect. 1 more. And the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Switch other side. Maybe you need to reposition yourself so you've got some support on the other side. And circling at the ankle and the wrist for 3, 2, and 1. Change directions. Circle the ankle, circle the wrist, hold your balance. 2, and 1. Nice work. Feet to the floor and start to march on the spot now. So get those feet moving a little bit more. We're gonna get the heart rate up just a little bit, get that blood flowing just a little bit faster. Awesome, keep it going. Perfect. 5, in 4, 3, and 2. We're gonna hold the ball in front and try to lift our knees right up to the ball now for some high knees. Waking up the hips. Perfect. A little bit higher. Stay tall and strong, of course. Don't drop the chest. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the chin up. Keep smiling. Keep breathing. Keep going. 5 more. And 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Back to that march. This time, if it feels okay, we're gonna add some arm movements while we're marching on the spot. We're rotating that ball forward again for 3, 2, and 1. Reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep marching, elbows out. We're spinning that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. 5 more, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice warm up. You can continue to march on the spot. We're gonna take a quick break, but we'll be right back for some strengthening exercises.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Rogers TV has given me a ton of opportunities, including meeting new people, getting involved with my local community, and trying a ton of variety of different production roles, such as graphics, camera, and audio.
We can be hurt. We can be bruised. We can be broken. Slowed down, confused, and even numbed. But we can't be defeated. We're built on a foundation that's strong, our mission unwavering, and together we'll beat as one.
Ontarians have concerns about the future. The economy and inflation, housing affordability, the quality of education, and our fragile healthcare system. For the upcoming provincial election, Rogers TV brings you the candidates to talk about these and other important issues facing the community. Before you head to the ballot box, hear from the candidates on the local campaign on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Functional Fitness with Abby Malott. We're working our way through a gentle exercise routine. If you've got a small ball or even a small couch pillow, go ahead and grab it. We're going to use it for some exercises here to strengthen our upper body. Take the ball and put it between your hands, and through your palms, just put a little pressure into that ball, pressing in and release. Perfect. Do that again. Press and release. Feel the strength coming from your chest, your shoulders, and your upper back. 5 more. Push and relax. For 4, 3, 2. Great job. 1 more time. Press and release. Now take the ball or the pillow and place it underneath your arm. Keep the shoulders back, keep them down. Lift the belly button, stay tall, and go ahead, push into that ball through your elbow and relax. So you're trying to flatten that ball out, try to pop the ball and release. Good, keep it going. 5 more on this side. Feeling muscles in through the side of the back, through the top of the shoulders, deep into the shoulders as well. Those shoulder stabilizers working hard. For 3 more. 2. And 1 more time. Perfect. Over to the other side, of course, same exercise. Starting with good posture, and go ahead, press and relax. Good. Continue to breathe. Good. 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. Great, go ahead, hold the ball out in front in a comfortable position. Take your feet a little wider than hip width, maybe shoulder width apart. And we're gonna focus on some strength in through the middle here. It's important that you continue to make yourself as tall as possible. Think about creating as much length from your tailbone to the top of your head. Soften up your knees, and when you're ready, it's just an easy twist from one side to the other. And as you're doing that rotation, make sure you're using the muscles in through your belly, particularly the muscles at the side of your body. Use those muscles to make the rotation happen. Try not just to swing your body through the motion, but be real intentional about your movements. Bringing that strength right to the center of your body. Perfect, keep it going. We're gonna do 3 more rotations. And 2 more. Great job. 1 more time to each side. Stay tall. And back to center. Good work. Let's take a deep breath just to stretch that out a little bit. Excellent. Holding the ball out in front, we're gonna lift our knees up nice and high to the ball. This is going to challenge our balance, so you can either hold on to the ball with both hands, or if you need some support, hold on as you need to. You're gonna lift that knee up, pause for a second, and lower. Lift and lower. Good work. Keep that going. Using the strength in your middle again, through the core to hold your balance, and using the strength across the top of your thighs to lift that knee up nice and high. Perfect. Good. Hold on if you need to. This is definitely a challenge for the balance. Excellent. Keep it going. 2 more on each side. And 1 more time on each side. Perfect. Good. Taking the ball out to the side. We're gonna lift our leg to the side, so make sure you've got some room. And we're gonna lift and lower. Perfect. Feeling the muscles in the side of the body. Try to lift that leg to touch the ball. So lower the ball if you need to. Last 2. And 1. Great work. Same thing on the other side. Give yourself some space. Hold the ball. Get your balance. Lift until it touches and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. We're going to pause here, take a quick break, but we'll be right back with some more exercises.
It was our 35th anniversary. To celebrate, we were on our way to Mama Rosie's, where we had our first date. That's when we heard coming from the radio. So we stopped and listened. It helped us get to safety. So when I think of our anniversary, because now we have even more to celebrate.
Hi, I'm Melissa Yee, Community Engagement Specialist at Rogers TV. Volunteering at Rogers TV during my high school years provided a great opportunity for me to learn on-air reporting and writing, which helped me get into the college I wanted with that experience. The skills I learned while volunteering at Rogers TV were invaluable, and it has now led me down my career path of now overseeing the volunteer program at Rogers TV.
Ontarians have concerns about the future. The economy and inflation, housing affordability, the quality of education, and our fragile healthcare system. For the upcoming provincial election, Rogers TV brings you the candidates to talk about these and other important issues facing the community. Before you head to the ballot box, hear from the candidates on the local campaign on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. This is Functional Fitness with Abby Malott, and I'm Abby Malott. Let's carry on through this exercise routine, focusing on a little more strength, but a little more balance as well. Make sure you're standing on a flat surface with your feet underneath your hips, toes forward, knees soft, tummy tight, nice and tall, shoulders back and relaxed. All right, if you've got a small ball in your hands, you can continue to hold on to that or set it out of the way for our next exercise. We're gonna start with some heel raises. We're gonna lift our heels straight up and down. So hold on to some support as you need to, because we're going to be balancing right up onto our tiptoes and lowering nice and slow. Perfect. We're just gonna do 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to take our feet just a little bit wider, and you might find that your balance feels easier with a wider base of support. We're going to go back to those heel raises, lifting straight up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And now we're going to bring our feet right together. So you might find this affects your balance as we make our base of support smaller. Again, you can be holding on to your ball, but don't hesitate to hold on to something a little sturdier if you need to. Squeeze your ankles nice and tight, lifting your heels up and down for just 4 more. Last 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From here, we're going to get ourselves into a lunge position. The front knee is going to be bent. The back leg is straight, pressing that heel down into the floor and enjoying a nice stretch. Tighten up your tummy, tuck your hips under just a little bit, and make yourself tall. Balancing in this position, if you feel steady enough to let go of your support, you could be holding on to the ball in front and starting to circle forward again, making those circles like we've done throughout the class, working the mobility in our shoulders. And reverse, circling back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Big strong push off the back leg, up to standing, take it back, heel to the floor, front knee bent, tummy tight, chest is lifted, chin is up. You're either holding on for support if that's your safe spot, or if you feel sturdy enough, go ahead. Create those circles nice and big for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. 4, 3, 2, And 1. Great balance work. Come up to standing, get your feet underneath you. All right, here we go. Holding on to your ball, take 1 foot in front of the other. I want you to pretend you're on a balance beam, but you can pretend that balance beam is as wide as you need it. So go ahead into your split stance, either nice and wide or bringing that heel right in front of the toe of the other foot, like you're on an actual balance beam, or somewhere in the middle, right? You find that spot that works for you. Standing tall, and then we're gonna take the ball, we're gonna reach up overhead, passing the ball in front, and then this time reaching up overhead, passing the ball behind. Good. Nice and tall, down in front, reaching up, and behind. One more time, reaching up, in front, pass the ball, up, and behind. Perfect. Let's switch the feet. Hop back up onto that balance beam, wherever it feels good for you. Maybe you're right on that 4-inch balance beam like a gymnast, or maybe your balance beam is a little bit wider, and that's fine too. Find a spot where you're safe. You can stand here without holding on, and then try to pass the ball around your body. Just circle it around your waist. One more time, and change directions. Two, and 1. Fantastic. Let's take a quick break, but we'll be right back to finish with some stretches.
Hi, I'm Terry Dermo, host of Fitness and Wellness by Terry Dermo. I will be taking you through a variety of multi-leveled yogas that include chair yoga, as well as some gentle, slow flow yogas. This is perfect for the new yogi, but also for somebody who has been out of yoga for a while. We'll build strength and flexibility and bring a sense of ease to our bodies and our minds. I look forward to seeing you on Rogers. Namaste.
The Canadian film and TV industry recognizes it's time to build a better workforce, which includes more opportunities for Black, Indigenous, and persons of color. HireBIPOC.com is here to help make this happen. Whether you're already in the business, trying to get a start, or in a position to hire, HireBIPOC.com could connect you to the right people. From script to development, production to post, distribution to marketing. Check out HireBIPOC.com now and help build a stronger industry together.
Volunteering at Rogers TV was a huge part of my career path. It was the opportunities that I got doing color commentary for Woodstock Navy Vets Hockey or E&G shoots for First Local and Plugged In that led to the opportunity of me getting my first job right out of college at Rogers TV. And that led to me becoming the station manager of all of Southwestern Ontario. Take the chance, learn the skills. It will help you down the road.
Welcome back to Functional Fitness with Abby Malott. We are just about finished our workout for today, but let's finish with some stretches. Go ahead, take a deep breath. Exhale. Good. Reach one hand down to the floor, reach the other one up to the sky. And switch. And relax. Deep breath all the way in, reaching up. Bring that down, shoulders come down, and we're gonna round it out in front. Just open up your shoulder blades, rounding out the back. Breathing into any tight or sticky spots. Just enjoying that stretch. Like a little reward for a great workout. Release and spread your arms as wide as you can. Spread your fingers. Feel that nice stretch through your hands, your wrists, your forearms. all the way up into the chest. And release. Good. With your arms down by your side, just give your chin a little tuck. And we're going to turn your head comfortably to the side. And over to the other side. And back to center. Good. Keeping your chin tucked, keeping a nice long neck. Give it a little tilt. Tilt to the side, feeling the stretch on the opposite side of your neck. Great. Coming back to center, same thing, other side. Just a real easy, gentle stretch. And back to center. Let's go back to that deep breath. Reach it up as high as you can. Good. Reaching underneath one leg. Bring that knee towards your belly. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the chin high. And start to circle at the ankle again. Just like in warm-up. Just creating some movement through the ankle. The other way. Perfect. Now pull your toes back towards your shin and press through your heel. Create as much length down your leg as possible. Sitting up tall, creating that length through your spine as well. And then go ahead, hinge forward just enough to feel a little tug, a little pull in the back of that straight leg. Awesome. Hold it here. And again, just take that breath right to any tight spots. And come on back up. Let's take that deep breath, reach it up. Bring it on down, grabbing underneath the other leg. Knee towards your belly, up towards your chest. And circling at the ankle. The other way. For 3, 2, and 1. Good. Pull the toes back, push the heel away, right down to the floor. Sitting up tall, keeping that length through your spine as you come forward and hold. Wonderful. Come on up for another deep breath. And exhale. Well done. This has been Functional Fitness with Abby Malott from Stonebridge Community Services. For more information about our services, check us out at stonebridgecs.com or visit us upstairs in the Tillsonburg Town Center Mall.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
It was John's graduation. We were so proud. We all got together for a picnic. That's when we heard coming from the radio. So we stopped and we listened. It helped us get to safety. That's why when I think of John, because now he has a real future to look forward to.